Big picture, who is the most improved 49er this season?
Most improved. I would say most improved would probably be Kevin Gibbons, just because he's getting an opportunity to play. So essentially, would be his rookie year, and he's playing at a high level for what would be a rookie season as far as snap counts goes. So most improved, going from a practice squad guy to being a viable starter on this team, to where he makes DJ Jones expendable. We'll call it what it is. So I would say that's most improved, because it's never easy. Yeah, you're always fighting when you're an undrafted free agent, but the level that he's playing as an undrafted free agent in a short amount of reps that he was given on game days, especially with no preseason this year, I'm going to go ahead and give it with Kevin Gibbons.
I was going to go Gibbons, but I'll go with my backup option, which is a little under the radar, Richie James, just being a part of the offense. I think that's improved, because preseason I thought he was going to get cut once he was healthy. I did not think he was going to make the team, but now I think he's a top 4 receiver on this team, and there is a spot for him in the offense, and that's something we didn't see his previous couple seasons. That, and of course, Fred Warner is definitely improved. He's now considered one of the best in the NFL.
Real quick, Richie James, isn't it interesting now seeing him out-snap Kendrick Bourne? I think a lot of that has to do with Richie James is under contract next season and Kendrick Bourne's not.
Good point. I was going to say us saying that they should do that, but that's probably the right answer. So good point. Yeah.
I think this is a tough question, because when you say most improved, was someone improved from last year because they weren't getting opportunities, or were they really good last year and didn't get opportunities? But with that in mind, I'd like to say Jeff Wilson, man. The way he has run the ball when he's been healthy, I know he hasn't been healthy all year, but when he's been healthy, he looks like a monster. I would love to see that guy healthy for a full 16 games. I don't think he's a featured, every down back, but man, he looks great on tape.
Those are really good answers. To me, Richie James Jr. and Jeff Wilson Jr. fall in the category of guys who were always good and weren't getting the opportunities. But I can be wrong. I mean, there's no way to really know. And you guys have basically named everyone. Fred Warner for sure. I'm not going to say Jason Verrett, because that's just kind of health. I'm going to say, you guys are going to laugh at me. I'm going to say Ross Dwelly. And here's why. Let me explain. He hasn't caught a bunch of passes. He's not having a huge season, but I think he has improved dramatically as a blocker. And I saw it a lot in this last game against the Rams. I put together a little clip today of like 9 blocks he had. There was the famous one at the end of the game against Donald, but he had a couple others against Donald. He really, really blocked well. He sells out. He throws his body around. He didn't used to be like that. I mean, he was undrafted because of his blocking, and now he's a better blocker than Jordan Reed, Charlie Werner, everyone on the team except for George Kittle, who's hurt. He's now their blocking tight end. So that's amazing that a guy could go from basically being a glorified wide receiver to a guy who knocked Aaron Donald on his ass. So good for Ross Dwelly.
Yeah, and real quick, I wanted to touch one last thing on Kevin Gibbons. Is the 49ers had to bring back Earl Mitchell last season and play him in the Super Bowl because they didn't think Kevin Gibbons was ready to take on that role.